Hey guys, what's up? It's 8-Bit Eric, and happy birthday to The Legend of Zelda, A Link to the Past. 25 years as of today. Wow, I am old. I remember that game came out when I was like in 2nd or 3rd grade. I don't really remember because it just seems so long ago, and I just had such a blast playing that game. My earliest memory of it actually was seeing my friend Ty, when I lived in Dallas-Fort Worth area, playing it at his house, and I was just amazed. I had the original Zelda for my NES, and I wasn't a real big fan of Zelda 2 as a kid, but when I saw that the Link to the Past went back to the original roots of the series with the top-down perspective, and in 16-bit, I was awestruck. It seemed like such a huge game at the time. The map with all sorts of stuff to explore. The setup alone for this game was just awesome. It was spectacular. Going out of your house to follow your uncle, to go to the castle, walking through the rain, going down the secret path, finding your uncle wounded inside the basement dungeon, and then discovering that Zelda was captured and you have to take her out of the castle, and then, you know, all sorts of stuff happens after that. I'm trying to avoid spoilers, but I'm pretty sure everybody and their mother has played this game because this is actually one of the most beloved games. As a matter of fact, if you're a Zelda fan, there's usually 2 different types of Zelda fans. Ocarina of Time fans and A Link to the Past fans. I lean a little bit more to Ocarina, but A Link to the Past is pretty close. It actually depends on how I'm feeling that day. I probably spent a good 2 years playing A Link to the Past with no strategy guides, no tips, no magazines, no internet back then either. I took it to my grandparents' house for a summer and just played it non-stop. It took me so long just to beat the first Dark World dungeon. Speaking of, the dungeons in this game are just wonderful. This is a masterpiece when it comes to how well it's held up over time. 25 years later, it's such a fun game to still pick up and play. The sequel to it, A Link Between Worlds, was also just as fun. There's something about A Link to the Past that just screams nostalgia to a lot of people, and I think a lot of it has to do with the presentation that it had, with the setup, with the story, with the memorable characters, with the music. Oh my goodness, Kakariko Village alone, the Dark World music alone. So many nostalgic memories tied just to the music alone. The graphics, bright and colorful. Essentially, I think A Link to the Past paved the way for games like Ocarina and Wind Waker and Twilight Princess. As a matter of fact, all 3 of those games have a lot of similarities to A Link to the Past. Ocarina alone has the 7 years later, the world becoming a dark world, essentially. It's essentially the same story, just in 3D. A Link to the Past, I think, has influenced a lot as far as the Legend of Zelda series go, and it's something to celebrate. 25 years down the road, seeing how much of change has happened throughout the series, with Breath of the Wild being a huge open world game. I think Link to the Past helped set that up. It is truly a must-own title on the Super Nintendo. If you do not have A Link to the Past, I have no idea what the fuck you've been doing. You must have been living underneath a rock or somewhere in a cave in the Middle East with Bin Laden as your roommate or some shit. But all jokes aside, definitely a game worth celebrating. 25 fucking years. That's just amazing to think about how far gaming has come along. Not just with Zelda, but with, in general, with storytelling, with plot, with the way games work. And A Link to the Past is definitely one that has influenced a lot in the action-adventure genre, so to speak. And yeah, so comment below, let me know some of your earliest experiences. I'd like to hear them out, and I just wanted to make this quick video to celebrate the 25th anniversary of Zelda. Happy birthday, A Link to the Past.